If we consider the MBA landscape in India and the changes that it has, come across in the last few years, I think the executive MBA and the MBA for working professionals is the area which has seen a lot of change in the last few years. So that is why we have brought in a compilation of the executive MBA or the MBA options that you have as a working professional in India. These are not the full-time MBA programs, either 2 year or 1 year. These will be modular or hybrid or blended in nature to accommodate your work schedules and give you the flexibility to pursue an MBA alongside pursuing your career. So let's look at what this compilation is. The first thing that you need to know, when you're navigating the MBA landscape, or especially the executive MBA and the MBA for working professional landscape, is that each of these will have their typical nuances in three things. First of all, the eligibility in terms of the years of experience that each of these programs requires. The second is going to be in terms of whether they require a test score or they don't require a test score. And the third is going to be how the classes are conducted. Some will be online, some will be hybrid, some will be alternate weekend classes, or some will be totally on every weekend. Again, the time schedule when the weekend classes happen, let's say it starts on a Friday afternoon up till Sunday, that also is going to be important for you to consider and evaluate and finally choose your schools that you want to apply to. So when you're comparing the programs, think about these three things first of all, and then think about, which type of a cohort do you want to be a part of? What is the average years of experience in the class? So these are important aspects to think of when you are evaluating an executive MBA or an MBA for working professionals in India. Then check the test requirements. A lot of them will require tests, but there's a lot of options now that will not require the test. And writing the test or not writing the test doesn't really qualify your program as being strong or not strong. Why? Because you, as a professional, you have spent around 8, 10, 12 years of experience. You have come with a specific academic background. Now, today, at this point in time in your career, do you have the time to sit and study and get back to your books and write a test to qualify for a certain program? That is totally up to you to decide whether you have the time to take a test or whether you want to go in for a program where you don't want to write a test. Again, there are options that you can do both. You can, go for the school that you want to apply to and choose from that point of view. So three ways of, going backwards on creating your shortlist is whether it requires a test or not. If you are very particular about the years of eligibility of the program, if you are very particular about that, or according to the kind of cohort which comes in terms of the average years of work experience. The next would be the format of the classes. So are they modular in nature? Can you take a week or a 10-day off every 1 or 2 months? Or do you want to have something which is more, more contact based so you can go in for a weekend MBA program? Or do you want more flexibility and want it more online rather than going to the classroom every weekend? Then you can choose accordingly. So based on these, we have tried to differentiate the programs, and that should be a starting point to decide start building your shortlist on the executive MBA programs or the MBA programs for working professionals in India. So the first set of programs are the executive MBA programs which are offered by ISB. There are two programs in this. One is ISB PGP Max and second is ISB PGP Pro. Both of these are different in their format, the way they are delivered, according to the modular or the hybrid nature that the program is delivered. That is one. Second is the years of eligibility. For ISB PGP Max, it is a more senior cohort. You need to have a minimum of 10 years of work experience. The duration for the program is 15 months. For ISB PGP Pro, it is slightly more mid-career and you need to have 5+ years of experience and the duration is around 18 months. Both of these do not require any test score to be submitted. Now comes the IIM Bangalore PGPEM program. Now this is a weekend MBA program. Every weekend you will have classes from Friday afternoon till Sunday on the IIM Bangalore campus. You need to have a minimum of 6 years of work experience to apply to the IIM Bangalore PGPEM program, and the duration of the program is a minimum of 2 years. You can stretch it up to 5 years depending on your availability of pursuing the program and coming to the classes. The test scores that you can submit to apply to this program are either the CAT score, the GMAT score, the GRE, or you can write IMB's own entrance test. A majority of people who are applying to the IIM Bangalore PGPEM program, they will be writing IIM Bangalore's own test. This is a very good option for those professionals who are based out of Bangalore because you have to go to the campus every weekend. And the cohort is also very small, around the intake is around 80 professionals every year for the IIM Bangalore program. The next program is the IIM Ahmedabad's Blended PGP program or the BPGP program. You need to have a minimum of 3 years of full-time work experience to apply to this. This is conducted in the hybrid mode, and the duration of the program is 2 years. You get the IIM Ahmedabad's MBA degree after this. And the tests that you can submit to apply to this particular program are either a CAT score, the GMAT, or the GRE, or you can write the IAT, which is the IIM Ahmedabad admission test. There is another program which is offered by IIM Ahmedabad, which is the blended MBA in business analytics. Now, this particular program also requires a minimum of 3 years of work experience. The duration is up to 2 years. You can write the IAT, a valid CAT score, or you can submit the GMAT or the GRE scores. This IAT is slightly different from the one for the BPGP program. These are two different exams. So when you are preparing and you're preparing your shortlist, you need to see that your test preparation is also covered according to the schools that you have shortlisted. Next comes the SDA Bocconi IEMB program. This is an executive master's degree which is awarded at the end of this program. This is again for senior members. You must have a minimum of 8 or 9 years of work experience to apply to this program. You can submit either the GMAT or the GRE test score, or you can also write SDA Bocconi's own entrance test, followed by the submission of the application and then the interview process. Application and interview is something that will go with all of the programs that I'm discussing over here. With or without the test is the question. Now, this is conducted in the hybrid mode and the duration of the program is 15 months. So for professionals who are based out of Mumbai, or professionals who can easily travel to Mumbai once a month, they can consider the SDA Bocconi IEMB program. Next is the IIM Kozhikode's EPGP program. For this also you require a minimum of 3 years of full-time work experience. The program is conducted over a duration of 2 years. The test scores which need to be submitted are the CAT, GRE, GMAT, or you can write the EMAT test. IIM Kozhikode conducts its own test, which is the EMAT test. You can also submit that particular test for the application process. IIM Lucknow also has a blended MBA program. This is offered. So this is being offered for the second year now. You can apply to this program if you have a minimum of 3 years of work experience, and you can submit any of the CAT, GMAT, GRE, or you can also write the BMB entrance exam. So IIM Lucknow conducts an entrance test which you can write to apply to the IIM Lucknow BMB program. This year the test is on 12th of July, and the duration of this program is 2 years. You can take it up to a max of 3 years given your schedule. Then IIM Lucknow also has another program which is the PGPWE, that is the PGP for working professionals. For this, if you want to apply to this program, you need to have a minimum of 3 years of work experience. The test scores which can be submitted are either the GMAT, GRE, or the CAT score, or you can write the PGPWE entrance exam. Now, the duration of the IIM Lucknow PGPWE is also 2 years, and it can be stretched up to a maximum of 4 years. The next program that you can apply to is IIM Indore's MBA for the working professionals. You need to have a minimum of 5 years of work experience to apply to this particular program. You can submit either the GMAT, the GRE, or the CAT score for the last 2 years, or you can also write the IIM Indore's aptitude test, which is conducted on the Mumbai campus. So this is particularly for the professionals who are based out of Mumbai. Harvard Business School conducts a program out of India, which is the Senior Executive Leadership Program. This does not require any test score for the application process, and you can apply to this program if you are a senior professional with 10 plus years of work experience. The duration of this program is from January to September every year. So, and this is conducted in the modular mode across different cities. Another program that you can consider is the INSEAD's leadership program for the Indian professionals. The minimum eligibility again for this is also for senior professionals for more than 10 years of work experience. The duration of the program is 1 year. It is conducted in the virtual mode, plus there are some modules in person. A test score is not required to apply to the INSEAD leadership program. The next program that you can consider is the UCLA PGP Pro program. Now, this UCLA PGP program, the UCLA PGP Pro program is for professionals with more than 7 years of experience. The duration is 1 year and no test score is required. This is conducted in a modular mode across different locations in India. Then comes the IIT Bombay WashU Executive MBA program. You need to have a minimum of 7 years of work experience. No test score is required for applying to this particular program, and the duration of this program is 18 months. This is more suitable for professionals who are based out of Bombay. IIM Sambalpur also has Executive MBA program. For this, you need to have a minimum of 3 years of work experience. No test score is required to apply to this program, and the duration of the program is 2 years. IIM Udaipur offers an Executive MBA program. The test scores which are required or that can be submitted are either the GMAT Focus, GRE, or the CAT scores if you have those. or you can write the IIM Udaipur test as well. The eligibility to apply to this program is a minimum of 3 years of work experience. IIM Amritsar offers an executive MBA program. The duration for this program is 2 years. You need to have a minimum of 3 years of work experience to apply to this. You can submit either the CAT, the GMAT, GR, your GATE score, or you can write the IIM Amritsar admission test as well to apply to the IIM Amritsar Executive MBA program. IIM Visakhapatnam also offers an executive MBA program. For this, also you need to have a minimum of 3 years of work experience. The duration of this program is 2 years. You can submit either the EMAT test scores or any of the CAT, GMAT, or GRE test scores if you have a prior test score with you. IIM Ranchi also offers an executive MBA program. You need to have minimum of 3 years of work experience. A test score is not required to apply to this particular program. The PI will be a part of the application process. IIM Sirmaur offers an MBA with AI for working professionals. Again, you need to have a minimum of 2 years of work experience to apply to this particular program, and a pre-screening test will be conducted by IIM Sirmaur. It's on for the qualifications for this particular program. SPJMR offers a PGEMP program, which is an executive management program. Now, you need to be eligible to this program, you need to have a minimum of 5 years of work experience. The duration of the program is 21 months, and you can either write the SPGMR test of reasoning, or if you have an executive assessment score, you can apply to the SPGMR PGEMP program for the executive MBA. Three programs are offered by XLRI. These are offered in the blended or the hybrid mode. One is for business management, or for finance, or for human resource management. You need to have a minimum of 3 years of work experience to apply to any of these programs. So if you look at the test scores at a glance, if you have a CAT score, a GMAT, or a GRE score, you can apply to most of these programs. There are quite a few options like ISB, IIM Ranchi, IIM Nagpur, XLRI, where you don't need a test score to apply, even for the Harvard program and the NCR program, and UCLA PGP Pro, you do not need a test score. You can submit the executive assessment if you have a prior score for executive assessment to the SPJMR PGP, to the SPJMR Executive MBA program, or you can also write the institution-based test. In case you need any assistance with any of the test preparation, you can get in touch with us for the IIM specific test prep or any of the other tests that you are planning to write. Now, the work experience range, if you look at the range of programs that are available for as an MBA for working professionals or executive MBA, there's one very typical range of programs which is exclusively for higher work experience, 9 or 10 plus years of work experience, like the SDA Bocconi, IEMB, the ISB PGP Max, and a few others. And then it starts at 2 plus years. The maximum range of the IIM programs will be at 3 plus years of work experience. So each of these programs is accessible to you in case you are not able to, and you do not think that it is worthwhile going in for a full-time MBA and you do not want to bear that opportunity cost. You can consider each of these programs as a very valid option to build your managerial skills and the credentials. So by duration, if you look at the programs, these will range anywhere from 12 months to 24 months. You can complete any of these degrees up till 2 years of duration. So this is the program duration overview for the executive MBA programs. There are programs which do not require any entrance test. ISB, both the PGP Pro or PGP Max do not require any entrance test. These are programs for senior executives and working professionals, and especially designed in the way that you should be able to build your skills amply and you do not need to submit a test score to prove your credentials. Then IIM Ranchi, IIM Nagpur do not need a test score. UCLA PGP Pro, the Harvard program or the INSEAD program do not need a test score to be submitted. XLRI, all the three programs that are offered in the hybrid mode, you do not need to submit a test score. So if you are not comfortable writing a test, then each of these programs is a valid option for you to evaluate. So choose the right program with respect to the criteria that I had mentioned earlier. Your career path that you are on, your years of work experience, the average work experience in the class, the kind of format that each program has. Each of these will be important for you to build your shortlist of the executive MBA or the MBAs for working professionals in India from this particular range of options. So match your experience. Please plan your test early. These programs actually are very much in demand because it gives you the convenience and the flexibility of pursuing the education and building the skills alongside continuing with your work. So make sure that you are planning all the deadlines and all the programs that you want to apply to in advance. Watch out for the application deadlines. There are separate deadlines for the applications and tests most of the time. So make sure that you're taking a note of those. Make sure that you are keeping a tracker of all of these. The GOALisB ARC platform will be helpful for you. That is a free platform which is available to you to plan your applications, to keep a track of all the deadlines that you will like to apply to in any year, whether it is for the MBA, Executive MBA, or for any of the UG programs. And consider the format and the location. So make sure that you are paying attention to which format you are comfortable with. Will you get a leave from your office on every Friday afternoon, or will you be able to get a continued leave of, let's say, 10 days in 1.5 months or 2 months for the modular programs? Based on that, you should start selecting the programs that you want to apply to. In case you need any assistance with your profile evaluation, test preparation, the application process, or the interview preparation for any of the MBA programs given here, or just want to consider whether it is the right path for you at this point in time in your career, feel free to schedule a call with us. Happy to help. All the best once again.